Hi mga kawawmat! In this video, we will discuss application of linear equations in two variables. So our objective, we will solve problems involving linear equations in two variables. So these are some of the formulas or form that you may use in solving problems involving linear equations in two variables. So dapat familiar tayo sa mga formulas na to like slope-intercept, point-slope, two-point intercept, at yung ating mga graph. Okay? So these are the possible formulas or equation of a line that we can use in solving problems. So, dapat familiar tayo dito. Okay, so let's have example number 1. So, a box weighs 100 grams while each bulb weighs 330 grams. A box can contain 15 bulbs at most. So, pag sinabi natin at most, hanggang dun lang po ang pwede. Yun lang ang kaya niya, yung capacity niya. Okay, so we will answer the question, how much will a box of bulbs weigh if there are 5 bulbs and 10 bulbs? And how much will a box weigh when filled to capacity? So pag sinabi natin capacity, kapag na-reach niya yung maximum number, which is 15 bulbs. Okay? So first thing to do is you have to understand the problem. Okay? So, i-highlights natin lahat ng important data or given. So, we have ang hinahanap sa atin ay ilan daw yung weigh o how much will a box of bulbs weigh. So, gaano kabigat o ano ang timbang nung box na yon kung meron siyang 5 bulbs, ito, at kung meron siyang 10 bulbs. So, ang una nating gagawin, highlights natin yung given. Ano-ano ba yung mga given natin? So, una, meron tayong 100 grams which is the weight of the box. And meron tayong 30 grams which is the weight of your bulb, of each bulb. Okay? So, sa bawat isang bulb, meron tayong 30 grams. At yung box mismo, yung pinaglalagyan, ang weight niya is 100 grams. Okay? So, dapat malinaw muna sa atin yung problem. So, ang hinahanap sa atin, gaano ngayon kabigat yung box na may lamang 5 bulbs and 10 bulbs. Okay? Na kung saan yung mismong box ay 100 grams na ang bigat. Okay? At yung bawat isang bulb mo ay 30 grams ang bigat niya. Okay. So, understanding the problem. So, ang hahanapin natin is the total weight. Ano ang total weight? So, kukunin natin yung weight per bulb. Ita-times natin siya dun sa kung ilang bulb meron sa isang box. Okay? Plus, i-add natin yung weight ng box. So, ang una natin gagawin, kailangan, ilan ba yung laman, no? Ilan ba yung bulb natin? Kung ilan yung bulb, ita-times natin siya dun sa 30. Pag times natin sa 30, i-add natin yung weight mismo ng box, which is 100 grams. Okay? So, let us represent the total weight as y. So, let y be the total weight. Ito yung total ng box na may lamang bulb na. Kung ilan yung bulb, yun ang hindi pa natin alam. And then, yung weight natin per bulb is 30 grams. Ita-times natin siya kung ilan yung bilang ng bulb sa isang box. So, yun ang unknown, yun ang hindi natin alam. So, mamaya hanapin natin itong 5 at 10. And then, i-add natin yung weight ng box, which is 100 grams. Okay. So, write the linear equation. What is the linear equation now? So, dapat, after understanding the problem, you have to understand the problem carefully. Kasi, pag hindi mo siya naintindihan, you cannot represent the linear equation. Okay? So, let y be the total weight. So, the relationship can be expressed by the equation y is equal to 30x plus 100. So, y, yung total weight natin ay makukuha natin pag minultiply natin sa 30, yung bilang ng bulb, kasi for each bulb is 30, and then i-add natin yung weight ng box. So, that is the total weight, which is your y. Okay? So, let us solve. So, how much will a box of bulbs weigh if there are 5 bulbs and 10 bulbs? So, ang hahanapin natin ay yung kapag ang laman ay 5 at 10. So, let us try to solve 1, 2, 3. Kung ang bilang ng bulb sa isang box ay isa lang, taas dalawa, tatlo, and then ito yung hinahanap natin. So, dito tayo magpo-focus. But let me show you first ito, yung tatlo, para masanay lang tayo kung paano mag-solve. So, ito yung bilang ng bulb sa isang box. Okay? So, ito meron tayong different values of x. Okay? And then, para makuha natin yung y, gagamitin natin yung equation natin na y equals 30x plus 100. Okay, so yun ang gagamitin natin. So, ito yung total weight, makukuha natin siya pag tinimes natin yung bilang ng bulb doon sa 30 kasi yun ang weight niya per bulb. Plus 100, which is the weight of the box, yung pinaglalagyan. Kasi ang pinapahanap sa atin, yung weight ng box na may lamang bulbs. So, yung buo na siya. Okay? So, isa-substitute natin si 1. Kung ang laman ng box ay isang bulb lang, so, therefore, 30 times 1, that is 30, plus 100. Therefore, the total weight is 130. Okay? 130 grams. Next. If meron tayong dalawang bulb sa isang box, so ang ilalagay natin dito sa x is 2 kasi x represents the number of bulbs in a box. So, 30 times 2, that is 60, plus 100, which is the weight of your box, so that is 160. So, we now have 160 grams, which is the total weight if we have 2 bulbs in a box. Next, what if we have 3 bulbs in a box? So, we will have 30 times, ang substitute natin dito sa x is 3, plus 100, so we have 30 times 9, that is 90, plus 100. So, we have 190 grams ang ating box. Okay? Kapag meron siyang tatlong bulbs. Next. So, ito naman. Ito yung tinatanong. What if there are 5 bulbs? So, ito na po. So, 30, ang isa-substitute natin ngayon sa x is 5. So, 30 times 5, that is 150. Plus 100. So, we have 250 grams. Okay? So, how much will a box of bulbs weigh if there are 5 bulbs? So, ito ang sagot natin. So, therefore, a box of bulbs weigh 250 grams if there are 5 bulbs. Okay. So, ang timbang na ngayon ng box na may lamang 5 bulbs is 250 grams. Next. Ang hahanapin naman natin ay 10 kasi yun ang tinatanong sa question. So, we will substitute 10. So, we have 30 times 10, that is 300. 300 plus 100, that is 400. So, this is 400. So, therefore, we will have 400 grams if there are 10 bulbs. Okay, so yun po ang ating timbang ng box na may lamang bulbs kapag meron siyang 10 bulbs sa loob. Okay, now, second question. How much will a box weigh when filled to capacity? So, kapag capacity yung maximum capacity ng box na yon, kung ilan lang yung kasya, 'di ba? Ang maximum niya is 15 lang. So, yun ang tinatanong sa letter B. So, we have to solve for the weight of the box of bulbs if there are 15 bulbs. So, hahanapin natin ito ngayon. So, ang isa-substitute natin dito sa x is 15. Okay? So, we now have 30 times 15, that is 450 plus 100, which is the weight of the box. So, we have 550. So, this is 550. So, therefore, a box weighs 550 grams when filled with capacity, kapag pinuno siya. Okay? At ilan bulbs lang ang pwede sa isang box? 15. So, these are the answers. Next. As a cashier of a 24-hour convenience store, Carla is paid 60 pesos per hour plus an additional of 500 pesos per week to work in the evening shift. Ulitin ko, first step, you have to understand the problem. So, intindihin muna yung question or yung given statement. So, sabi sa problem, si Carla daw ay ang rate niya per hour is 60 pesos. So, kada oras, ang bayad sa kanya ay 60 pesos. And, meron siyang additional na 500 pesos per week. Ito yung sa isang linggo. Okay, hindi ito yung per hour ha. Ang bayad niya per hour for a week is 60 pesos. While this is just an additional, ito yung dagdag sa kanya per week na 500 pesos. Okay. So, naintindihan na po yung problem. So, ang unang gagawin, magkano ang salary niya? Okay. So, ang first question is, how much would she be paid for a 32-hour work week, 42-hour work week, or 45 work week? So, pwede kasing iba-iba ang bilang ng oras ng duty niya sa isang linggo. So, baka 32 hours lang siya, 42 hours, and 45 hours. So, ito ang aalamin natin. Plus, yung 500 hours per week niya na additional. Okay. So, kailangan, paano natin makukuha ang ating linear equation para ma-solve natin siya? So, yung total salary niya per week, therefore, is equal to yung hourly rate niya. Ano yung hourly rate niya? Sa isang oras, magkano ang sahod niya? Okay, we have, and then yung number of hours she works per week. So, yung hourly rate niya na 60 pesos, ita-times natin kung ilang oras siya nagtrabaho sa isang linggo. Okay? Plus, yung additional niya na extra pay which is 500 pesos. So, therefore, yung total salary niya per week, that is your Y. We will represent the total salary niya per week is your Y. And then, yung hourly rate niya, yung bayad sa kanya kada oras is 60 pesos. Okay. So, ita-times natin yung 60 saan? Kung ilang oras siya nagtrabaho sa loob ng isang linggo. Okay. So, X yun. Yun ang hindi natin alam. So, X natin siya. Plus, ito, fixed to. Kasi lagi siyang may additional na 500 pesos for working in the evening shift. Okay. So, ito po ang dapat alam natin, intindihin natin mabuti ang problem. So, yung total salary niya per week, that is equal to Y. We will represent that as our Y. And then, yung hourly rate niya is 60 pesos per hour. So, that is 60. And then, kung ilang oras ang trabaho niya sa isang linggo, we will represent that as X kasi hindi natin alam. And then, yung extra pay niya which is a fixed value, and that is 500. So, lagi siyang may 500 pesos na additional. Okay. So, let us now write the linear equation. So, we now have Y is equal to 60x. Okay? Bakit 60x? Kasi kapag ganito na magkatabi ang number mo, coefficient and variable, this means multiplication. Okay? So, 60x, yung 60, ita-times mo sa x, itong x na to, kung ilang hours siya nagtrabaho sa loob ng isang linggo. Plus, yung 500 na additional. So, that is your total salary. Okay? So, this is the relationship which can be expressed by the given equation. So, ito po siya. Okay, let us solve. So, the first question is, how much would she be paid for a 32-hour work week, 42-hour work week, and 45-hour work week? So, tatlo ang hinahanapin natin. Okay? So, let us show the given data using a table. So, ipakita natin siya using a table kasi mas magandang i-represent siya using a table para mas madali nating makita. Okay? Mas malinaw. So, yung number of hours, sa loob ng isang linggo, magkano ang sweldo niya kapag trabaho siya ng 32 hours sa loob ng isang linggo, 42 hours, and 45 hours. Okay. So, ito yung total salary niya. Ito yung hahanapin natin. So, ano nga ulit ang equation natin kanina? Y is equal to 60x plus 500. That's why it is very important that you should know or you should determine the correct linear equation for you to solve the given problem. Okay? So, pag mali ang linear equation mo, then baka magkamali ka sa mga susunod mong solutions. Okay? So, let us start. So, we have y is equal to 60x plus 500. So, again, ito yung total salary mo, which is your y. And then, yung 60, ito yung bayad sa kanya per hour. Na ita-times natin kung ilang oras siya nagtrabaho, which is your x. So, ito yun. Ito yung oras kung ilang oras siya nagtrabaho sa loob ng isang linggo. Plus 500, ano itong 500? Ito yung additional pay niya for working in the evening shift. Okay, let us substitute. So, we have our 60 times, ilang oras siya nagtrabaho? 32 hours. So, ita-times natin siya by 60 plus 500. So, we now have 60 times 32, that is 1,920 plus 500, yung additional pay niya. Then, ang salary niya is 2,420 for a week. So, kapag nag-work siya in 32 hours sa loob ng isang linggo, plus 500 na additional pay sa loob ng isang linggo, then ang sahod po niya, ang total salary is 2,420. Okay? So, let's have the next one. So, ito naman, paano kapag nag-work siya in 42 hours? Okay. So, 42 hours, ita-times natin siya by 60. So, 42 times 60, that is 2,520 plus yung 500 na additional niya sa loob ng isang linggo, then we will have 3,020. So, ito ngayon, ang sahod niya sa loob ng isang linggo kapag nakapag-accumulate siya ng 42 hours sa loob ng kanyang duties, and that is 3,020. Next. And then this one, so 60, paano naman kapag 45 hours siya nagtrabaho sa loob ng 1 week? So we have 60 times 45 plus 500, yung additional pay. So we have 60 times 45, that is 2,700. Okay? And 2,700 plus 500, that is 3,200. So, this is 3,200. Okay, now. So, therefore, Carla will be paid 2,420 pesos for 32-hour work week. And she will be paid 3,020 pesos for 42-hour work week, and she will be paid 3,200 pesos for 45-hour work week. Okay, let's have letter B. So, graph the relationship between the number of hours she works and her salary for the week. So, ito po yung salary niya. Ito yung number of hours na nagtrabaho siya, plus yung additional niya na 500. And then, ito yung total salary. Okay? So, kapag 32 hours, ito yung sahod niya. Pag 42 hours, pag 45 hours. So, kasama na dito yung 500 na additional. Okay. So, for us to graph, kasi ang sabi sa question natin sa letter B is we have to graph. So, paano ba tayo mag-graph? You have to determine first your ordered pair. So, we cannot graph kapag hindi mo alam yung ordered pair mo kasi magpa-plot tayo ng points. How can you graph if you do not have the points? Okay? So, ang ordered pair natin is represented as XY. Okay? So, your X here is 32 and then your Y is 420. And then next, your X is 42, your Y is 3,020, and then your last ordered pair is 45, and then your Y is 3,200. Okay, so dapat ilagay muna natin ang ating mga ordered pairs para madali tayo makapag-plot sa at. Okay, so how are we going to graph? So, since meron tayong ordered pairs dito, so ipa-plot natin itong mga points. So, let us try to plot 32 to 420. So, ito, since ang data ang coordinates naman natin ay nasa 2,000 plus, and then ito nasa 30 plus. So, hindi ko na nilagay yung ibang natin dito, integers. Okay? So, from 32, ito ang ating x. So, kung ito ay 35, so ibig sabihin 33 ito, dito ang ating 32, bago sa gitna. And then, yung ating 2,420, kung ito ang ating 2,250, asa ng 2,420, so it might be here. So, ito yung ating estimation. So, possible na dito ang ating point. Okay? So, by the way, ito po ang ating, so yung mga data natin dito, ito po ang salary for the week in pesos. So, ito yung salary niya sa loob ng isang linggo. And then, dito naman, ito yung number of hours per week, kung ilang oras siya nagtrabaho sa loob ng 1 week. Okay, next. So, 42 and 3,020. So, ito si 42. So, dito siya. And then, 3,020. So, kung 3,020, so siguro dito, angat lang tayo ng konti. Okay? Here we go. Okay. And then next. So, we have 45. So, dito siya. And then, 3,200. So, kung ito ay 3,250, so siguro baba ng konti. Dito yan. Okay. So, hindi tayo saktong dito. Kasi this is 3,250. So, dito siya banda. And then, you will just have to connect the points. So, ayan po siya. So, this is the graph of the salary for the week in pesos and the number of hours per week. So, as you can see, the graph of the linear equation increases. Okay, let's have example number 3. In a certain restaurant, customers must pay 180 pesos for the basic pizza and 10 pesos for each additional slice of meat topping they wish to have in their pizza. So, first, understand the problem. So, ang unang given natin is magbabayad sila ng 180 pesos dun sa basic pizza na in-order. Now, if you want an additional slice of meat, okay, magbabayad sila ng 10 pesos for each slice of meat. Okay? So, sa bawat slice, 10 pesos ang additional. Now, paano ang ating linear equation? So, yung cost of pizza, magkano ang babayaran nila kung ang eto po. So, yung letter A natin, express the cost of pizza as a function of how much meat is in it. So, ang ibig sabihin nitong letter A na question is, what is your linear equation? Okay? So, the cost of pizza, ito yung babayaran mo. Magkano ang babayaran? So, yung additional slice, ita-times natin sa kung ilan ang number of slices of meat plus yung amount nung basic pizza. Okay, so isa-isahin natin. So, yung costs of pizza, yan ang ating y. So, let y be the cost of your pizza. And then, yung additional slice, magkano? That is 10 pesos. So, for each additional slice, that is 10 pesos. Okay, now, so, saan siya ita-times? Ilan? Yun ang ating x kasi hindi pa natin alam. Okay, so, depende sa bilang ng additional. So, kung ang x niya, kung ang number of slices niya ay 10, ita-times mo siya sa 10. Kung ang number of slices niya ay 5, ita-times mo siya sa 5 kasi for each, ita-times mo siya sa 10. So, 5 times 10, 50 kasi for each slice, 10 pesos. Okay? And then, ipa-plus natin yung cost ng ating basic pizza, which is 180. Okay. So, let us write the linear equation. So, yun po yung question natin sa letter A. Express the cost of a pizza as a function of how much meat is in it. Okay. So, paano ang linear equation natin depende sa additional slices. So, since hindi natin ang additional slice, alam ang additional slices, then we will just represent that as x. Okay? So, we now have y is equal to 10 times x plus 180. So, ito yung additional na meat slice. And then, ita-times natin siya kung ilan yung slices na pina-add niya plus the amount of your basic pizza. That is the cost of the pizza. So, yun ang total ng babayaran mo. Okay? So, let us solve. So, yun yung letter A. Let's proceed to letter B. How much will the pizza cost if it has a dozen of slices of meat toppings? Okay. So, unang gagawin, dozen. Okay? Ilan ba ang 1 dozen? Pag sinabi natin 1 dozen, ilan yon? Ilang piraso? Okay, that is 12. So, therefore, using the linear equation, y equals 10x plus 180. So, ito yung natin kanina. So, y is equal to 10x plus 180 where your y is the total cost of your pizza and then 10 is the price of additional slice of meat and then x, ito yung bilang kung ilang slice of meat ang pinadagdag mo and then yung price ng pizza. Okay. So, ang gagawin natin is substitute lang natin. So, 10 times x, your x is 12. So, yun ang dozen slices. So, ibig sabihin 12 pieces yung pinadagdag niya na additional slice of meat. So, we now have 10 times 12, that is 120, plus 180, that is 300. So, therefore, ang kabuuang babayaran niya, the cost of the pizza, is 300 pesos. So, a pizza cost 300 pesos. Kasama na dito yung additional slice of meat toppings. Next. So, let's have letter C. Alex paid 320 pesos for his pizza. How many slices of meat toppings were added to it? So, dito naman, ang problem natin is given yung total cost. So, ang binigay naman dito, baliktad. So, kanina, dun sa previous slide natin, ang pinapahanap is kung magkano ang babayaran niya. So, ito, how much will the pizza cost? So, dito naman, this time, given naman yung amount na total cost, ang hahanapin natin is how many slices of meat toppings yung pina-add niya. Okay? So, binigay yung total cost. So, ang aalamin natin ngayon, bakit ito yung total cost? Ilan ba yung pina-add niya? 180 lang yung basic pizza. Okay? So, pwede pa rin natin gamitin yung equation. So, y is equal to 10x plus 180. Now, since yung y natin is the total cost, diba? Kung babalikan nyo yung previous slide, yung y natin ay yung total cost. So, therefore, ang isa-substitute natin dito is 320 since given yung total cost ng pizza. Okay? And then si 10x, so ito, wala tayong isa-substitute dito kasi ito ngayon ang hahanapin natin. Plus 180. So, anong gagawin natin? Ito, ililipat natin siya sa left kasi pareho silang constant. So, i-combine natin sila. So, kapag naglilipat nga tayo sa left side at tumatawid siya sa equal sign, nagbabago tayo ng sign. So, from positive, magiging negative. So, 320 minus 180 is equal to 10x. Okay. So, 320 minus 180, that is 140 is equal to 10x. Copy 10x. Now, for us to get the value of x, yung bilang ng slices, divide natin both sides by 10. So, we can now cancel 10. So, we now have 140 divided by 10, that is 14. Ayusin natin, that is x is equal to 14. So, therefore, we have 14 slices of meat topping. So, ibig sabihin, yun yung bilang ng additional meat toppings na pinadagdag niya, kaya ang total bill niya is 320 pesos. Okay? Kung i-check natin, sige, for every meat toppings, 10 pesos, right? So, 14 times 10 is 140. 140 plus the price of the basic pizza, that is 320. Kaya ito po yung binayaran niya. Okay. Let's have example number 4. So a 100 ml cup of coffee cost 60 pesos and the 120 ml cup of coffee cost 72 pesos. So ito ngayon, understand the problem. So what are the given? So given po ang ating 120 ml cup of coffee which cost 72 pesos and 100 ml cup of coffee which cost 60 pesos. Okay, so dalawa yung given natin. Okay, so paano natin siya gagawin? Okay, medyo iba siya dun sa previous examples natin, no? Yung tatlong examples. So paano natin to gagawin? So first, understand the problem. So given yung dalawang points. Okay, so yung 160, ito yung first point mo. And then 120, 72, that is your second point. Okay. Now, so, i-label natin siya as x sub 1, y sub 1, x sub 2, y sub 2. Okay. Why do we need to label this coordinate? So, since ulitin ko nga, ang given natin sa problem is meron tayong pairing, no? So, ibig sabihin ordered pair siya. Okay, so 160 and then 120, 72. Okay, so i-label natin siya ng x sub 1, y sub 1, x sub 2, y sub 2. So this means this is your first point and then this is your second point. Okay, now in solving this problem, kasi ang hinahanap natin ngayon sa letter A is you have to write the linear equation. So, how are you going to write the linear equation? So, kung babalikan nyo yung pinakaunang slide natin, di ba pinakita ko yung mga formulas, point slope, two-point form, point slope form, and then yung slope intercept form. So, yun ang mga pwede nyong gamitin para mahanap natin ang linear equation. Okay. So, since given itong 2 points, pwede mo gamitin yung 2-point form. Substitute nyo lang tong values, pwede nyo siya gamitin. Now, pwede rin nyo rin gamitin itong slope-intercept form. So, paano? Since paano po siya gagamitin, wala naman tayong slope. Okay, so ngayon, ang gagawin mo, hahanapin natin muna ngayon yung slope. Okay, that's why I have here y sub 2 minus y sub 1 and then over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So again you have a lot of ways, marami pong paraan sa pag-solve po nitong problem. So this is just one of the ways in finding the linear equation. So, isa lang po ito sa mga paraan. Okay? So, if you want to use the 2-point form, kasi since given ng 2 points, pwede mo rin siyang gamitin. Okay? Just substitute the value. Iba-iba man tayo ng gagamitin, lalabas pa rin tayo sa same equation. Okay? So, alam ko yung iba sa atin, pag nakita na 2 points, ang gagamitin 2-point form. Okay? Kaya, ang gagawin ko, magpapakita ako ng isa pang way kung paano makuha ang linear equation. Pero ang gagamitin ko is slope-intercept. Kasi I know most of you, ang gagamitin ay 2-point form dahil 2 points ang given. Which is, yun, madali din yun. Okay? Kaya nga, I'm gonna show you another way of finding the linear equation na ang gagamitin ko is slope-intercept. Samantalang walang slope, walang intercept dyan. So, paano ko gagawin yan? Okay? So, since ito ang gusto kong gamitin, at hindi yung 2-point form, ang gusto ko ay slope-intercept. So, una ko munang hahanapin si slope. 'Di ba? Makukuha natin si slope kapag may 2 points ka. So, y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So, substitute ko lang yung value. Your y sub 2 is 72. Your y sub 1 is 60. Your x sub 2 is 120. Your x sub 1 is 100. So, ima-minus ko si 72 minus 60. That is 12. And then, si 120 minus 100, that is 20. Okay, so we can still get the lowest term of 12 over 20, and that is 3/5. Why 3/5? 12 divided 4 is 3. 20 divided 4 is 5. Okay, so therefore, our slope is 3/5. Okay, so kung babalikan natin to, yung y equals mx plus b, therefore, meron na tayong ilalagay dito sa m, and that is y is equal to 3/5 x plus b. Okay. Are we done here? Tapos na ba tayo dito? Hindi pa po kasi hahanapin pa natin si y-intercept. Okay? So, medyo mahaba lang siya, no? Pero, sabi ko nga, I'm showing you another way. Okay? Kasi I know most of you ang gagamitin 2-point form dahil obviously, ang given ay 2 points. Okay? So, dito po, since ang nakuha na natin si slope, isa-substitute na lang natin si 3/5 doon sa m. So, we now have y is equal to 3/5 x plus b. Okay? Now, remember that your x represents the amount of coffee. So, kung gaano karami yung coffee. Okay? And then, yung y natin represents the cost, kung magkano yung coffee. So, ito, kung gaano karami, your x represents the amount of coffee. And then, your y represents the cost of your coffee. Kung magkano, kung gaano karami. So, tatandaan po yan ha. Kasi, dapat alam nyo kung ano yung x at yung y. Kung saan nyo nilagay si x at si y. Okay? So, si x is the amount of coffee, yung ml. And then, yung y is the cost of coffee kung magkano. Okay. So, we now have the initial. So, umpisa pa lang to. So, y is equal to 3/5 x plus b. So, hindi pa po ito kasi yung b kailangan pa nating hanapin. Okay? So, para makuha natin yung b, pwede tayo gumamit ng isang point. Okay. So, para makuha natin yung b, pwede tayo gumamit ng isang point. So, ako, ang gagamitin ko is 160. So, again, this is your x, this is your y. Okay? So, using the same equations, which is your y equals 3/5 x plus b. So, your y is 60. So, isa-substitute lang natin. And then, eto pa rin, copy. Your x is, ano yung x natin? 100 plus b. Okay? So, b ang hinahanap natin dito. Now, we now have 3 times 100, that is 300 over 5. 3 times 100, that is 300 over 5. And then just copy 60, just copy b, which is your y-intercept. Now, so from here, anong gagawin? 300 divided by 5, that is 60. So we now have 60 is equal to 60 plus b. Pag nilipat natin to sa kabila, since we're gonna combine both constants, so pagsasamahin natin yung dalawang constant natin, so we now have 60 minus 60 is equal to b. And 60 minus 60 is equal to 0. So therefore, your y-intercept is equal to 0. Okay, so kung ang y-intercept mo is equal to 0, therefore our linear equation is only y is equal to 3/5 x. Pwede ba to? Yes. Okay, linear equation pa rin ito kasi the highest degree is 1 and then 2 variables. Okay, so ang linear equation natin is y is equal to 3/5 x, and this is the answer for letter A. Now, let's proceed to letter B. So, letter B, you have to graph the equation. So, balikan natin. Para makapag-graph tayo ng equation, dapat ang una mo munang i-plot is yung iyong y-intercept. So, ano nga ulit yung nakuha nating y-intercept? B is equal to 0. And then, our y is equal to 3/5 x. Okay? Ito yung equation natin. Kailangan natin ito kasi we need the slope para sa ating rise over run. Ito po siya. So, ito yung slope natin. Diba? This is y equals mx. So, your m is 3/5. So, this is your rise, this is your run. Okay, so let us graph. So, ito po ang ating Cartesian. So, ipa-plot natin if your y-intercept is 0, therefore, that is 0, 0. Dito siya. Okay, yung origin. Okay, so ganun po. Kapag nagpa-plot tayo in the form of y equals mx plus b, uunahin palagi natin si y-intercept. And then from here, dito tayo mag-move ng rise over run. Okay, so from here, ang rise natin is 3, which is your slope. Doon natin makikita yun sa slope. So move tayo 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So from here, nandito na tayo. Ang run mo is 5. Ito siya ha, run is 5. So nandito tayo. Now since our slope is positive, saan ang run mo? Right or left? Yes, correct. Going to the right. Since ang slope natin is positive, therefore ang run natin is going to the right. So magmo-move tayo pa right. So from here, move tayo pa right. So 1, 2, 3. Okay? I mean, ilan ba ang move natin? 5 pala. Okay, so from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, ibig sabihin, dito yung ating point. Okay? So, from your y-intercept, move 3 para sa iyong rise. 1, 2, 3. And then, move 5 times para sa iyong run. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, halimbawa ganito. So, ako, kagaya ko, nag-i-skip ako. So, ito yung 1 unit ko. So, nag-skip ako 2 units. Okay lang po ito ha, na nag-i-skip tayo. Basta, pare-pareho. Hindi yung dito ka nag-1, tapos dito nag-2 ka, tapos 3. So, dapat pare-pareho yung ano niyan, yung distance. Okay? So, okay lang mag-skip. So, kung nag-skip ka dito, dapat mag-skip ka rin dito. Okay? So, dapat pareho yan. Okay, so ito na po ang ating point. So, what are you going to do is to connect. And this is the graph of the equation. Okay, so this is the graph of y is equal to 3/5 x. Let's answer letter C. How much would an 80 ml cup of coffee cost? So, ito naman, ano nga ulit ito? This is your x, di ba? Yung amount of coffee. The cost of coffee, that is your y. Okay, ulitin ko. The amount of coffee, that is your x. And then the cost of coffee, kung magkano babayaran mo, that is your y. Okay, para lang alam natin, ma-recall tayo. So, given the equation, how much would an 80 ml cup of coffee cost? Since amount of coffee to, ibig sabihin, isa-substitute natin siya sa x. Okay? So, laging sa x kapag amount of coffee. So, we now have y is equal to 3/5 times 80. Ito yon kasi 80 ml. So, kapag daw 80 ml yung coffee niya, ganun karami, magkano daw yon? So, aalamin natin, that is your y, yun yung y, yung amount. Okay, so 3 times 80, that is 240 divided by 5. So, 3 times 80, that is 240 divided by 5, and that is 48. Okay, so now, 48 is the cost of the coffee kapag meron kang 80 ml cup. Okay, so an 80 ml cup of coffee cost 48 pesos. So, yun po ang babayaran niya kapag ang coffee niya ay 80 ml. Next, letter D. Marian paid 90 pesos for her coffee. How much coffee did she order? So, dito naman, baliktad. Binigay yung amount, gaano karaming kape yung in-order niya. Okay? So, since given yung amount, ibig sabihin, isa-substitute natin to sa y. Kasi, di ba, laging this is your x, yung amount, ang cost ay y. This is your x, the amount, ang cost ay y. So, since amount, cost ang binigay, so ibig sabihin, ito yung y. Okay, so going back to the equation, y is equal to 3/5 x. So your y, given yung y natin, yung cost ng coffee, that is 90, is equal to 3/5 x. Okay, so cross multiply tayo, cross lang natin ito. So we will have 90 times 5, and then 3x. Okay, so 90 times 5 equals 3x. Okay, now, so We will multiply 90 times 5, that is 450, is equal to 3x. So divide both sides by 3, cancel. So 450 divided by 3, that is 150, is equal to x. So ayusin natin, that is x is equal to 150. So therefore, kung ang binayaran ni Marian ay 90 pesos, therefore, ang in-order niya na kape is 150 ml cup of coffee. So, Marian ordered 150 ml cup of coffee. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you learned something. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell para updated kayo for more video tutorials. This is your guide in learning your math lessons, your Wow Math channel.